Next up, let's see what Shape Tween is all about, the new tween we're going to be learning today. To get started with this, let's go ahead and right-click, insert a frame at the end of our animation for each layer, just like how we set up our restaurants last week. So now we should have some time for our animation. You can make it as long or as short as you want, but let's make it at least 2 seconds, which is 60 frames. So here I have 2 clouds. Let's try out the Shape Tween on the first cloud on the left. To add a Shape Tween, I'm going to click on my cloud using my selection tool, then right-click and create a Shape Tween. And you'll see on your timeline that the layer is going to turn orange. This means it has a Shape Tween on it. Now, we need to tell it to add a keyframe at the very end. You can do this with the keyframe button right above your timeline here. It's going to look like a white square with a black circle kind of in the middle of it. And so you'll see on my clouds layer here, there's a keyframe at the start and a keyframe at the end. So for the Shape Tween, we just need to put in a different shape on the second keyframe. So I'm going to actually delete the cloud here by hitting my delete key and draw in a different shape. So I'm going to kind of draw this really flat shape here and use the fill bucket to fill it in. So now when I go through, you see that Adobe Animate will figure out how to make it go from the first shape to the second shape. I could even make it go crazier by adding other shapes in the middle too. Let's try another example here. I'm going to make a new layer and draw in a rectangle. Then I'm going to right click, create the Shape Tween. And I'm going to go to like the middle, insert a keyframe, and I'm going to delete that rectangle and put in a totally different shape. Like let's say something really spiky around the edges, just kind of something weird here to see what it does. And then I'll fill it in. So whenever this happens, Adobe Animate will do its best to figure out what happens in between for us. And I can even go to the end. And you see that if I didn't add a keyframe, it'll bring up this message. That just means you need to go in and add a keyframe first before you tell it what the next shape is going to be that it turns into. So I'm going to delete what I had and put in a circle. And now you can see that it makes this animation where it tries to go from one shape to the next. You can use this for all kinds of effects or from kind of changing the shapes of your clouds over time.